Every filmmaker or content creator knows the stress of stepping into a new shooting location. The instant question flood your mind. How do I light the scene? Where do I place the camera? What lens should I use? With people waiting and cameras ready, the stress can quickly escalate into panic. But if you rely on your resources, you can transform this reaction into a challenge. In this video, I'm going to share with you a few steps that's going to help you reduce the stress and turn any space into a cinematic masterpiece.
You can call me stupid, yes, you can call me sheep.
What is happening, my friend? Hope you're doing wonderful whatever you are. Today I'm tackling a very interesting project taking place at one of the messiest houses you'll ever see. My friend Rafa, who's been helping me film pretty much all my videos this year, recently moved to this super old German house that's filled with super old furniture, kind of pretty much scrambled all around this place with no sense of design whatsoever. The first impression you have at this place, it's so messy that the last idea that comes to your mind is a cinematic scene. So, you know me, I like challenges, and I want to take on this challenge to show you that you can turn even a messy place like that into something eye-pleasing. So, let's go meet up with Rafa, and we'll go take it from there, all right? Come fa? What's happening, brother? Rafa's been teaching me some South Italian Napolitan, and I think I'm learning a little bit. How am I doing, Rafa?
Yeah,
not bad, huh?
You're learning like crazy.
Brother, I've been telling them what a beautiful, clean, neat place you have, and I can't wait to go inside and show it to them. Let's go?
Let's go.
Let's do this, brother. So I want to go inside and show you guys what this place looks like and why I chose it. This is normally not something I would choose, because right away when you look at it, I don't mean to be rude, Rafa, because Rafa lives here. It's kind of a bit of a mess, I would say. So let's go inside. I want to show you. All right, so this is the place. Like I said, it's got some amazing potential, but it is a challenge. I mean, look at that gramophone, the classic one. Look at that clock. Look at these staircases. We're gonna make some nice cinematic shots out of these ones. We're gonna try to get maybe like 4 or 5 shots out of this whole thing. So the first step is finding the shot, setting the camera up. And after that, the second part is making the furniture and the whole design of the place a lot neater. And then it comes lighting. So let's get to it. Let's go ahead, have an energy drink, start the day like Rafa would like to start it that way. So let's do that, and then we'll pick our first shot and we'll go from there, all right? Take it from the top. So the first idea that I have is I want to be kind of sitting here and have a really nice light beam coming through here. But the challenges that we have is to make this place obviously look as neat as we can, and we have to figure out either if we want to have this as a background, because I want it to like be shot on an angle, or have this as a background. But first, let's start by making this place a little bit neater, and we'll go from there, okay? Okay, so I want to quickly show you guys how I've set up the lighting here for this first shot that we just did. We're trying to create some sunlight coming in. Right now the sun is right above us, and the house is creating this big shadow. They just have the microphone up here, so you might have just not heard me, but I'll try to keep it here. So you have the house kind of covering shadows, so we don't have direct sunlight coming in. So I'm using the 2 lights from Zhiyun, the MOLUS G300 and the MOLUS B500, which is a little bit more powerful. I put it on the first window so I get more beam coming in. And I had to remove the curtains to get a less of a softer light coming in, so I would be able to have some sort of a beam with the fog light inside. And this is at full power and the other one is in full power, and I try to keep the distance a little bit closer to the windows so I can get as much power as I can. And that is the lighting that I have created for this first shot, all right? And then we had to tape the window because the fog was coming out, and that prevented it from happening. the first thing we're gonna do to turn this thing into a cinematic scene, we're gonna make the furniture look neat, we're gonna clean this place out a little bit, and then it comes lighting. We're gonna light this place beautifully to make it go from this to this. Let me explain to you how the lighting was set up, okay? So the G300 coming in as sunlight, lighting through behind me, we got the beautiful beam. So we are using this as a motivated light, and I'm putting out the B300 outside to hit this furniture and me, so make it seem like that this lighting is lighting us, all right? These both lights are bicolors. I've set the B300 to somewhere around 4,000 K, so it's a little bit warmer, matching it to the light of here. And the outside light is set to something around 5,000 K, so it matches the sunlight coming in, all right? All right, let's talk about the sponsor of this video, Zhiyun. They send these wonderful 2 lights out for me, and they wanted me to test them out. And the way I do this device test is I don't really feel comfortable sitting in a studio and talking about them because that's a little boring, right? I want to take whatever device they send me out in the field in a real situation and test it out, and that's exactly what we did here. So let's get right to the point. We got the G300 right over here, powerful light, bicolor, 2700 Kelvin to 6500. You can control it from here, from this little cute box. You got the dim, you got the CCT to control the temperature, and this, you can also control it via the app, via Bluetooth, and you can even boost this light up to 500 watts using the app. The only thing that you can't control with the app is that this thing's got about, I think, 14 effects. You can only do that here, not with the app. And right over here, we got a really powerful light, the B500, 500 watts. And over here, we got 2 knobs here, one to dim, one to control the temperature, same thing, 2700 Kelvin up to 6500. And the fan is actually not that loud. And I was running these things for about 2-3 hours, no problem at all, under the sun. Everything went pretty smooth. All in all, I'm super happy with these lights. I could use them in the studio, and I can also use them to create sunlight effects. Now let's get back to the video. Last setup, let's get right to it. So I want to explain to you how the lighting went down here. Obviously, we had to make the place look a little bit more neat. And I wanted to create this kind of light coming down the window, but there is no window there. So we used the X60 RGB from Zhiyun, and I created this little small cardboard and I put it in front of it, and it created this kind of window effect, which is kind of cool. So we have our daylight, and to give this place a little fill light, there was no motivated light that I could have used here, but I just made it feel like kind of a warm light from the ambient of the room is coming. So what I did was I placed the G300 and I put the white flag in front of it to kind of make it more soft. And we obviously had some fog going on. And I think that's a wrap, Rafa. We did it.
Yeah, man. Totally.
Bro, we did the impossible, man.
Yeah, man.
Because I had a nightmare. I had a nightmare last night. I kept thinking about this place. I was like, how are we gonna make this messy place into something cinematic? And I guess just following these steps and taking one thing at a time, and not, really letting your thought be clouded and overwhelmed with the messiness and with all these questions. I think just kind of putting things in order, one step at a time, will help you achieve what you're trying to achieve, right, Rafa?
Yeah, definitely.
And let's talk about the camera setting a little bit. So we are using the Sony A7S III, and I'm using the Zero lenses, the Sniper series, and I was on a 23mm, so it was being cropped. So it was being 35 on 4K, and we were going from anywhere from f1.2. I think the shot by me sitting by the desk was f1.2, and then we went up to like 2.8 Rafa, right? I think at some shots. And the ISO with me barely ever goes beyond 640. Rafa knows that already. Yeah. And then we kept the temperature pretty much at I think inside at 500, 5,000. 5,000, and yeah, that's pretty much it. I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
All right.
Good job.
Grazie mille.